sober, and he goes, I invited you here to take a shot with me.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And he goes, yeah. Now I don't want to do a shot with you. He goes, you came over here to shower with me? I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan. He's like, hold on. You thought I invited you for a shower. You came over and you were going to shower with me? And I was like, you fucking brought it up. And then I was like, how about that shot? And he's like, nah, man, I don't want to do a shot now. I'll see you tomorrow. So it's a good story, right?
Yeah.
Good beginning, good ending, middle ending, good ending. Where are the jokes inside?
Yeah, I think there's something too where maybe the next night he's like, all right, dude, let's go take a bath. Come on. Or something like,
Take a bath too.
Next night. Okay, yeah.
Take a bath.
Next night, hey, Bert, want to take a bath? And I was like, huh? And he's like, just testing.
Yeah, there's something, take a shot.
It would be great if I had a great Snoop Dogg impression.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, yeah, like, or if I just go, if I was like, so guys, just so we're very clear, like this is where my brain goes to punch it up. I go, I have a story with Snoop Dogg. I would love to do an impression of Snoop Dogg. I do a perfect impression, but people have said that's racist. So instead, it's going to be a little off. And I was like, so Snoop Dogg's like, hello, Bert. Would you like to take a shower?
John Doerr is a similar bit to those.
For real?
You know what's funny is also, it's funny if you just like, or you're just undressing while he's like getting the booze.
Right.
What's funny is my shirt was already off, but I could take my shirt off and he wouldn't say a thing in the story. Like I go, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. And I take his shirt off. He goes, oh, there we go. That's the machine. And I'm like, fuck.
And then he gets the booze down. You're like, there we go.
Yeah. Well, you want to do a shot? And I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to take a shower. And he's like, huh? That's right. He dies. But at the end of the movie, you realize that one of the times when he says, I can't tell you everything. I don't want you to know. Trust me. At the end of the movie, he comes back and you see where that one time in the middle, he had time traveled too. And he time travels after he's dead. And his little girl's in the front. She's like, he's here. Oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. Dude, it's so fucking good because as a dad who tours on the road, drinks, and then I'm on the corner of a fucking bed. I'm getting emotional now.
Yeah.
Sobbing uncontrollably. Naked in a towel. Sobbing uncontrollably. She's like, Mommy, he's here. She comes running out. She goes, where are you? And he goes, I was just at Garcia's wedding. What's going on? What? And then he starts to disappear. And she's like, I love you. He's like, I love you guys too. Oh my God.
Wow.
Just telling about it. This is just me telling you. Uncontrollably for 35 minutes. Just
Oh, man.
It feels so good to fucking cry.
That's heavy.
What if that was our job?
Huh?
Just crying?
Don't we get people to cry in a room?
I think that's my girlfriend's job. Feels like it.
Like, what if you could just make a room full of people cry? What if you had a bit that could make a room full of people cry
in a good way,
in a great cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not talented to be like, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, I think Michael
my talent.
Michael Richards did that.
That would be so fucking awesome. If you could get a room full of people to cry, I fucking can't believe I just cried.
Yeah.
If you could get a room full of people to cry in like the best way. You just told a story like, when I was a little boy, and then all of a sudden they're just like sobbing like, yes for you.
Yeah.
That would be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to laugh at the end. We don't want to be the cry comedians, the emotional comics.
Yeah, that's where Hannah Gadsby missed the mark. Because I said this the other night, and I regret saying it because I'm sure it's going to get taken out of context. And I told her on Schultz's podcast, we're taking it out of context as an art form. But I said, Hannah did kind of change the game with comedy.
Sure.
So a lot of people release serious specials now, and it's okay, but it wasn't before her. And I don't think anyone gives her
Neil
any...
Brennan was before her. That had some serious moments.
What did he do?
3 mics. But it was still comedy.
But it was serious parts, though.
No,
for sure.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking about. And I was like, wait, what did do that
he
made
others
in my head I was like, what serious special did do? Because I don't think hilarious. Obviously, I don't want to start a war with someone who doesn't mind, who is a fucking kind of guy. But
sure.
And by the way, just edit his name out of this. But Neil did 3 mics. That was pretty serious.
Yeah, it was very funny too, but it had serious parts.
Whoopi had a one-woman show in the early 90s.
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. That's some heart in there.
Okay, so this is a part of the podcast where we just digress and tell secrets, and it's like, and you're like, edit that out, edit that out.
Beep, beep, beep.
That would be no, but Hannah, I don't think she gets. I think because the media wanted to politicize what she did.
Yeah.
I don't think that was her intent. I think she did what she wanted to do. And then the media jumped on it and turned her into something maybe she didn't want to be, or maybe she did want to be, but it forced so many people to fucking dislike her. When I watched that special, and I've always said this, and I might have said it as clear, but I didn't hate it as much. I was frustrated at it because it wasn't what I can do. You know, like I can't get serious. I can't.
Sure.
But it was like, I mean, so like maybe I said negative things in frustration because I'm not super serious, but like I still, one of my favorite jokes was in that special. One of my favorite jokes, you know, you have like a handful of jokes you never forget.
Yeah.
It's in that special. When I was growing up, I knew more facts about unicorns than I did about lesbians. And everyone laughed. And she goes, unicorns aren't real. There's no fact to it. Like, so I was like, that's a good fucking joke, right?
That's good. Yeah, it's a good turn.
And now serious specials are kind of like okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think what she did is commendable, changing the game. But I do worry about these serious specials because I think if they're not done right, they're just
lazy. Yeah.
They're lazy,
Nobody can't say they're boring.
I know, but I do think there's a reason. There's a reason we all do the road so hard. It's so that the shit is punchy and that it, you know, it's almost like some people do it like they put in the work, and other people do it where they're just like, "Well, I didn't do the road. This is just it."
Yeah. There's this weird kind of. Jesus,
I'm done. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, there's this weird thing now where, like, if you work really hard and write jokes and have a killer special, you're like a piece of shit. It almost feels like. Do you find that? It feels like, you're one of those guys. Like, I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
No, yeah, I definitely feel that way. I completely feel that way. I wonder.
I'm just trying to entertain the audience. I feel bad. They're here. I want to make them laugh.
Well, no, it's no longer noble to just be a comic.
Yes.
Like you gotta have like a political agenda behind it.
Right.
Like the fact that I don't talk about politics, then people go, "Oh, you're one of those guys," and you're like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
You're not willing to assume. I remember
But I think what you're doing is harder. That's the problem. It's like they're going, "Oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that." You're like, "Yeah, but you're only doing it because you can't do this."
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, I think if you sit there and work on an act and you don't like, look, man, it's super. I think it's kind of easy to take a fucking political angle these ways because I don't mean this out of disrespect to comics that do that, but I'm saying it's the reason I don't do it is like I want both people at my show.
Yes.
Like
same.
I want both sides of the fucking fence.
Isn't that the ultimate inclusive? You have both people.
Yeah.
Both groups.
You know, I stopped talking about race entirely.
Really?
Yeah. Only because I felt like I was a tad bit tone deaf when I did. Like I felt like when I did it, I was saying it simply from my perspective.
Sure.
And I was like, and one of my like, and not in a bad way. I mean, maybe I talk about race. By the way, I'm such a hypocrite. I probably talk about race in this special. I'm sure I do.
Oh, your race jokes are good. I mean,
race jokes are good, but
I grew up in a black neighborhood, and we'd all say fucked up shit, and I get black guys at shows like, you didn't talk about black people enough.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing this race stuff based on how white people feel about it, which is actually the ultimate racism. If we're really getting
to not being. I want both sides. I want everyone at my show.
Same.
I don't have an interest in like. Thank you very much. I don't have an interest in anyone. This is where you could slam me if you are one of those comics. I don't have an interest in anyone leaving my show feeling less than awesome. I want them to feel great. I want the reason you buy a ticket to come see me is to feel awesome. I'm not in the business of alienating 25% of the room to really sell to 75% of the room.
That walk the room.
We're
bullshit.
entertainers. We're like, remember when you were a young comic?